Hello friends, welcome to this week's video. Today we are just going back to basics. I'm going to share a recipe for a dal that you can make without a pressure cooker. I've been making this exact recipe for a little while now, not only because it's delicious, but because Maahi is afraid of the pressure cooker. This dal is very delicious and simple to make, and it is in fact baby approved. So let's just get right into it. We're going to be making some masoor dal. We're going to cook the dal separately, and we're going to make the tarka separately. So the tarka is this combination of onion, ginger, garlic, tomato, and some spices. And then we're going to combine the dal and tarka to create a very delicious and easy dal that you can put together in about 20 minutes without the use of a pressure cooker. As usual, the measurements are down below for you. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And let's get started. We have here 1 cup of masoor dal or red lentils. They have been thoroughly washed. I'm adding them to a large stock pot. And to that stock pot, I'm going to add 3 times as much water. The ratio for masoor dal to water that I really like is 1 to 3. So 1 part dal, 3 parts water. Next comes a little bit of haldi and some salt, and that's it. We are going to cover this up and set it over high heat till it reaches a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to heat up a little bit of vegetable oil in a skillet on the side, and once the dal starts boiling, we're going to turn it right down to the lowest possible heat, cover it up, and leave it there for about 15 minutes. Now we can get started on the tarka. So to that hot vegetable oil, I'm adding some jeera or cumin, some finely diced onion. I'm going to cook that a little bit until the onions are slightly translucent. And then I'm going to add some minced garlic, a little bit of minced ginger, and some diced tomato. Working over medium-high heat here, I'm just combining these ingredients, bringing everything together and adding a little bit of salt. It's going to help those tomatoes cook down a bit. I'm covering it up for a minute, and I'll give you a quick look at the dal. You can see it's simmering away and those lentils are cooking down really nicely. When I come back to my tarka, the tomatoes are a little mushier than they were before. It's the perfect time to add some kasuri methi or dried fenugreek. If you don't have this, I would simply omit it because there isn't really anything that can replicate or substitute for the flavor of kasuri methi. You can still make your tarka, it will still be delicious. It's gonna miss that element, but it will still be very yummy. You want to cook this tarka until it's kind of pasty, but a moist paste, not a dry paste by any means. You'll see that the oil is starting to leave those ingredients. When I push the ingredients aside, the oil is coming away from them, and that's perfect right there. So we can put this aside. We're going to come back to it a little bit later. It's time to rescue the dal, which has been simmering for about 15 minutes. As I open up this dal to give you a look and I stir it around, you can see that each individual lentil is still kind of identifiable. They're still holding on to their shape a little bit, and they need to break down a bit further. But don't worry, that's going to happen very naturally. We're going to add the tarka. We're going to continue stirring these 2 elements together. And I haven't switched off my stovetop yet. It's still on the lowest heat. So as we combine the tarka and masoor dal, it's going to thicken up a little bit and the texture will change. You're going to see it change right before your very eyes. And now that things have thickened up, it's time to switch off the heat and add our final ingredient, which is a little bit of garam masala. Garam masala is a roasted spice blend. Because it's already roasted, you don't have to add it very early in the cooking process. You can add it towards the end like a finishing touch. This was made by Pranav's sister, my Supriya Didi, and she sent it to me very recently. It's still very aromatic and you can smell it through the packaging. You can, however, get ready-made garam masala at the Indian grocery store, even in mainstream groceries as well. And now that my dal is finished, I'm transferring it to a bowl. You can see the final texture here. It's not overly thick, it's not overly runny. To me, this is the perfect consistency. It's why I really like the 1 to 3 ratio. I think it works for most dals that don't have their skin. I'm adding some fresh dhania here for garnish, that's cilantro. It's not going to add any flavor, it's not meant to tamper with the profile in any way, it's quite literally just for garnish. And that's it, our dal is done. It was done in 20 minutes or less, or conceivably an extra 5 minutes if you have to cut things up, but still a very speedy cook, perfect for weeknights, and achieved without a pressure cooker. So thank you for spending time with me. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next week with something else. I hope you're safe and well wherever you are. Okay, bye for now.